In this video, I'm going to go over how to grade essay questions that appear in learning modules. And essay questions are only can appear in learning modules at this point. So if you're using normal web-based assignments, you can pretty much skip this video. All right, so let's move over to our class. And we have a couple assignments in our class. We have an assignment, a web-based assignment, and a learning module. This learning module, which was due earlier today, had some students go in and complete the module. Now, essay questions are manually graded questions, so they have to be awarded a score, otherwise it defaults to 0 points being awarded. So let's go into the learning module, and I'll show you that this assignment has 3 questions in it. It has the first 2 questions, which are multiple choice questions, and you can see that there's some class average for it. But this still confused question, this 144520 question, is an essay question, and I need to award points for it. So the way to do that, there's a couple ways to do it, and I'm going to go through a couple ways. So be patient, and I'll show you. You can pick whatever way you think is the easiest one for you. But I'm going to go through a couple methods. The first way, and the most direct, straightforward way, but it's not the fastest way, is going to be going into the answer key. So I go into the answer key and I get this nice little view, and I see that I have a couple students in the class. And these 4 students, the non-CNS student, have all completed this assignment. So I'm going to look at the first one, Ian. We're going to look at what his score was. So I clicked on viewing his thing. You can see the questions that he got. You can see he got the first question right, the second question wrong, and he submitted an answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on view. It'll take a little bit of time. It'll show me the question that was there. It said briefly describe one thing in this learning module that you're still confused about. Great question. And Ian gave me the response that says the last one gave me some troubles. So he missed the third question 3 times in a row, got 0 points for it. So said, I'm having some trouble with this question. I think I get it now, but I'd like to have some more help on this. Great. So now as an instructor, I can go award him credit for this. I think that's a great response. He should get 10 points for it, and I will leave him a note that says we will go over this more in class. And when I do that, the instructor comment is optional. The score is something that you want to change. So I can hit update and his score will change. A second way that I can do this is I could actually click on this little pencil button right here, and I could update the points right there and say I'd like to score, but he's only getting 8 points for it. You know what? Let's go back and give him 10 points for this. So I'm going to update his score again, and now he gets 20 out of 30 points. 10 points for the first question, 0 for the second, and 10 points for the essay question. So now I can either click the next arrow to go to the next student, or I can drop down from my menu, go to myself because I took this assignment, and I can do the same thing. I could click on the pencil. In order for me to see what I wrote down, I actually have to click view the assignment. So I had a hard time visualizing the shapes. Okay, so I could click on the pencil and give myself the points, or I could go in and do it down here. So these are 2 of the ways to do it. I'm not going to do it this way because I actually want to do it in a different way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the main page that we were looking at. So I'm just trying to get back to the learning module itself. So I'm back at the learning module. Ian's great, he got a score. Actually, let's see if the average is updated a little bit. It's still taking a little bit of time to process this, but I want to do it a faster way. So here is a faster way to do it. I can open up the view submission page, but actually I also want to open up the view answer key. So I'm going to open up the view answer key in one window, and in the other window I'm going to open up the view submission. The view submission is a very, very powerful place to see overall trends. I can see all of the answers that all of my students submitted in one view. I can also see timestamps for it. The nice thing about this view is it actually unscrambles the answer. So normally the answer or question number 1, the right answer will not always be choice 3, but it unscrambles it for this case. So now what I do is I look in for my essay question and I see, okay, Ian gave me 1. That's great. Nathan gave me 1. Gave me an answer that I think is great as well. Gerald gave me 1, said this module seems straightforward, got a perfect score. Cool. They submitted an answer. And then I see that Jason at the end didn't submit an answer for question 3. So I know that my students all are going to get the correct score for it. However, Jason is not going to. So I can go over to, when I clicked on this was under the view answer key, and I'm going to click on class results. And this is a slightly faster way to do it. So I go through. Ian, we already changed his score for. For Nathan, he's getting points. I know it's 10 points that he's going to be awarded, so I just do 26.67. So I'm overriding the overall score for the assignment. It's not necessarily the best way to do this because it doesn't actually show the student why they got 10 extra points. But if there's one essay question, it should be pretty straightforward. Gerald answered all 3 questions, had 20 points for it. And we also determined he got the right answer for it, so I'm going to update for 30 points. And Jason's score doesn't change. He's not getting any extra points, so his overall score is going to stay at 20 points. So then I can update it. If you have a lot of students to do, you could just switch back and forth on these and see how to change their grades overall. So these are, well, really 3 different ways, 2 ways that are pretty similar. They take a little bit of time because you have to go through each individual student. The view submissions page is a quick way to see all of their answers. Unfortunately, this view does not allow you to change the answers, where it's one of the things that we hope to have updated in the near future. Essay questions are not a very popular used question, so our resources have not been diverted to making the essay grading very streamlined, but we're working on it. Finally, and up to this point, I've pretty much answered how to answer or how to grade an essay question. I'm going to show you a little bit of a trick. This is the cheating way to get by, and it is really kind of a cheat. What we're going to do is we're not going to grade the essay question. What we're going to do is we're going to actually go back into the grades and go into the grading scheme. And here is the trick. Under the learning modules, I'm going to say if you respond to all the questions, which means you have to answer all the questions, which includes any essay question, you're going to get a minimum amount of credit, say 25% on this assignment. This is no way going to be accurate for the defaults for Quest, but it will save you a lot of time. So I'm going to do respond all 25. So that means if the student answers every question or tries every question, they're going to get 25%. And hopefully you can follow where I'm going on this, because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the essay question itself, and instead of having this credit be worth 10 points, I'm going to have it worth 0 points. If they answer this question, or they need to answer this question to get that 25%, but it doesn't matter what they answer. If they answer it right or wrong, they're still going to get the 25% because that was the participation credit. If they don't answer it, then all their points are going to be determined by the other questions in the assignment. This question won't have any meaning if they don't answer it. And their score will be completely based off of right and wrong. So if they get a full perfect score for it, for the other 2 questions, then they would get a perfect score for the total learning module because of the 0 points here. This is a pretty big hack that you can do for it. It's not, as I said, the best way to do it. But if you're asking a question like the still confused question, where you just want to see did they answer a question or not, and it's feedback, well, this might be the best way to do it. It would actually save you a lot of time and you wouldn't have to grade anything. You just let Quest do it. So this is technically my preferred way. As I said, it's not perfect, but there you go. So thank you for watching this video on how to grade essay questions and how to get around grading essay questions. I hope you come back for some more tutorials. Have a great day.